What is going on, Bull Nation? This is LaserBull coming at you with another ultimate guide. In today's guide, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to get the Witch Ender, one of the best looking and one of the best bows in the game. It is the exotic bow called the Witch Ender, and I'm going to give you guys step-by-step instructions on what you will need to do in order to get this completed. I will also have a ultimate guide video for the complete Shatter of Throne mission and give you guys all the tips and all the weapons you guys should be using to complete this one, but this is just primarily focusing on how to get the Witch Ender. So we're going to break this down in a total of 6 steps. Let's start off with the first one. The first one, of course, being step number 1, being able to access the mission. So you're going to need to be able to access the Shattered Throne. If you follow this video, you're watching my direction on the way I'm going, just follow this route and you will make it to the Shattered Throne. On a side note, guys, I do want to mention that these are 590 power enemies. So if you're under light level, you are going to struggle a lot on this mission. I was helping out a friend. He was 540 and we got him all the way to the ogre part. I mean, if you have high level characters, you'll probably be able to kind of carry someone or help someone out. But once you get to the ogre part and further, you are going to encounter yourself with a lot of heavy hitting ads. So try to go in there as high light level as you can. I would say maybe 570 or plus. If there's 3 of you, if you guys 580s and maybe a 560, you'll probably have a good time around this because the 580s will kind of do the heavyweight lifting. But I would highly recommend it be as high level as you can. But like I said, I will have a complete guide on how to complete this mission. Once you've entered the Shattered Throne, you are going to defeat the first boss. Once you defeat the first boss, you are then going to find a statue in front of you called the statue of Surjur Edu. I think I said that wrong. If I didn't, I'm sorry. This statue, you're going to walk up to it, press X, depending on what console you're on, on Xbox, or I believe it's square or circle on the PlayStation 4, and you're going to present an Awoken Talisman. Once you presented the Awoken Talisman, you are then done and you're able to continue the mission and finish the Shattered Throne. You have to finish the Shattered Throne in order to advance to step number 2. For step number 2, you are going to have to go to the Tangled Shore. To be a little bit more specific, you are going to go to the Four-Horn Gulch. Now, there's going to be a small taken ball in the air that you're going to be able to activate. Now, if you're having a hard time finding this, once you get to the Four-Horn Gulch, just pull out your ghost and you will be able to see where you need to go. This is then going to start a mission that's going to give you, after completing, 3 worthless tokens, as you see right here. 1 being represented for each individual boss when you complete the mission. So you'll be collecting them as you go ahead and kill bosses. You will get a total of 3. Now on to step number 3. We are going to have to head back into the mission we first started with, the Shattered Throne, and kill a total of 3 additional bosses from within that room. So you know how on step number 2, we were able to collect the worthless tokens? Well, we need to turn these worthless tokens into waking tokens. And in order for us to do that, we have to kill 3 bosses. But in order to kill the 3 bosses, we have to know how to spawn these bosses. The only way we're able to spawn these bosses is if we collect orbs in the Shattered Throne mission. Now, this is the way you're going to be able to collect them. And I'm going to show you guys each location for the orb and where to deposit the orb and how to spawn each individual boss. So starting with the first one, the first orb you're going to be able to pick up, this is going to be in the room where we do the symbols. Right at the start of the room where you do the symbols, now this is where the first orb is going to be. You're going to want to make sure you head to the left-hand side of the symbol room, and from there you're going to go ahead and head over to the Tower of the Deep. You're going to head outside and use a rock to platform your way to the top. Once you get to the top of the tower, you will notice that there is the first orb. Once you collect that first orb, look at the large dome on the other side of the area, so kind of across from you. Take that orb that you picked up. Of course, your teammates are going to have to be killing stuff while you move your way around there with the orb. Take it to the top, look for a statue that is missing an orb and her palms are open and there's no orb there. Deposit the orb in her hands, by pressing X or square or circle on the PS4, and you have deposited the first orb. What this will do, it's going to spawn the first boss. That's going to spawn right in the middle where you deposit it. Kill it, and you converted your first worthless token to an awakening token. And now to convert 2 more, guys. Alright, so in order to spawn the second boss that we have to kill, we actually have to collect 2 orbs this time instead of just 1. In order for us to collect the first orb is going to spawn where we have the kind of like jumping puzzle and the ogre spawn on platforms. And the little circles thing starts spinning around. Well, as soon as you spawn into the room, first thing you want to do is bait the first ogre. Make sure you bait the first ogre so he can spawn and you don't have to be on the ledge. Shoot the ogre, kill the ogre, and if you look to your right hand side as soon as you spawn in, to the right hand side, that's where the orb is going to be located. Have one of your teammates pick up that orb and make sure he collects the orb. Now as you work your way to this room, in the middle of the room to the right hand side, the statue will be available. Go to the statue, place down the orb, and you've done the first orb to spawn the second boss. Now onto the second orb. In order for you to collect the second orb, this is going to be in the section where everything slows down. So before you enter the room, as soon as you enter the room, to the right hand side, you are going to be able to find the orb. My suggestion for you to complete this one is have one person pick up this orb. That's going to be the runner. Have everybody else protect and stay alive because those thralls are a bit annoying. Work your way out of this room. As soon as you work your way out of this room and jump out of the room, to the right hand side, you're going to find the statue. Place the orb on the statue and you've done the second orb to spawn the first. As soon as you go ahead and place that, make sure you work your way forward and you will see that the doors are now open. Once the doors open, this is where the second boss will spawn. Kill that boss and you have killed the second boss. You should be extremely proud of yourselves around this time because you're almost there, guys. You're almost there to that precious button. Alright, so now to spawn the third boss. Now the third boss is kind of like one of the most annoying bosses there is because it's very difficult. There's so many ads going around, but I'm going to tell you guys how to spawn this orb. Now this orb is not something like the other ones we've done where we just find the location of the orb and we're able to spawn them. You actually have to do a mechanic in order to spawn this orb. So let's go ahead and go over this mechanic and tell you guys exactly what you're going to be doing. So once you go ahead and look at the ledge right here, you're going to notice that there is 4 different plates. Now these 4 different plates are consistent of 4 different locations. We're going to call the ones to the left L1, the top one L2, the one top right we're going to call R2, and the bottom right one we're going to call R1. On each individual plate there is going to be a wizard that spawns to the side. What you will need to do is kill this wizard and the ads surrounding him, but first you might want to kill the ads and then the wizard and focus on the wizard. Once you kill this wizard is going to drop a orb. You're then going to make sure that everybody's alive before you pick up this orb because you definitely don't want to pick up this orb when people are dead because it starts a timer. But once everybody's still alive, pick up the orb and then you will see a timer that appears on your left hand side. This is a timer that you have in order to kill another wizard that will spawn in L2. Work your way towards L2, kill that wizard, pick up that orb. You'll notice that you have a stack of 2. Once you kill that wizard, work your way to R2, and then after you kill him, you're going to notice that you have a stack of 3. Then work your way all the way to R1, kill that wizard, and now you will have a stack of 4. One thing I do want to let you guys know that if you die, you will lose the stack. You need a total of 4 stacks in order to be able to complete this. So make sure you guys are keeping track if you have 4 stacks or how many stacks you have if you haven't died in this encounter. Once you have 4 stacks, you will see the 4 different plates that we see in the beginning when we look at the edge highlighted, and you are going to be able to slam the orb on one of these plates. Once you slam the orb on one of these plates, there is going to be a Minotaur that spawns on L1. Now the good thing about this Minotaur is that he is a red bar, so all you got to do is put a couple shotgun shots on him and he will be dead. Once he dies, you are then going to see an orb that spawns right in the middle of the circle. Go ahead, collect that orb and head to the left hand side. Work your way through the first wall of statues onto the second wall of statues, and you're going to notice a statue that's missing an orb. Place down the orb and you guys have placed the orb. But this is where things get a little bit difficult because you will have a whole assortment of enemies coming at you. Not only are you going to have to deal with the boss ogre that's in the middle, or the wizards that are on the side, and the thralls that are coming at you, but you are going to need to kill one additional ogre that spawns on the right hand side. Now, one thing I do want to recommend is make sure you at least have a super safe up for him so he won't be so difficult to kill, and you are going to then need to kill him. Once you kill that ogre, you're then going to be able to collect the final token. Even if you die after this happens, you will still get the token, but your mission and your objective is not over, because in order for you to actually achieve the bow, you have to head to the statue, and the only way you're able to head to the statue is if you complete this encounter. Now, in order for you to complete this encounter, you're going to do the same thing you did to spawn the Minotaur and get the orb, but instead of worrying about the additional ogre that spawns, you just got to focus on the ogre in the middle. You could do this in one single run if you have high light level people. If you do, then kudos to you guys, because that will also unlock a triumph. But if you don't, you can do 3 ways of it and get it done super easy. Once you completed this encounter, head to the statue, turn in all the tokens you've collected, and this will award you the bow. The bow is going to be a high-powered engram, so it's going to allow you to level up a little bit faster, give you more boost for your leveling up, and you do not have to complete the rest of the encounter. There you guys have it. That is how you get the Wish Ender bow. If you have the Wish Ender, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think? Would you like to see a review on the bow? If you would, let me know as well in the comment section down below. Don't forget, guys, if you want to stay up to date to all things Destiny 2, make sure you keep it locked on this channel, and I will catch you guys on